Okay, coming back. I want to show a couple things about copy function that I didn't say properly before we get back into our little options window. To see, if you don't, you got to set it up right first or it'll drive you nuts. That's why we're going through all this first. But along the way, we got to stop and talk about something else. See this little button here? See, copy, repeat last command, copy verse list and text, copy selected results list verse singular, copy browse window verses, that's what's on the right hand side of the screen, open pop-up copy window, we saw that, that's only got one verse in it. Then see, look, copy verse list no text, that one right there. That's the BibleWorks 8 version of what I was trying to say earlier. I just didn't read it all. Okay? And you'll notice that it's all repeated here. Okay? Now, let's show how that works. Let's say, let there be an expanse. We wanted to search on all the occasions where it said let there be an expanse. So we right click, search on phrase, and remember we're still searching on only the first 3 books of the Bible. Here's our automatic secondary window, which is really helpful so you can compare the old. Okay, and I'll explain why you're only seeing English in a second. It turns out that's the only place where there's that verse. So we close this window and that gets rid of the search. Well, it was supposed to get rid of the search. So now I have to click on 9 and clear tab 8 and then click right, clear command line to get rid of that. And now we're back to Genesis 1:1. See these 2 feet? That switches between whatever your current search version is and all the different versions that you've got on display. This is the, they call it the toggle browse mode, which tells you absolutely nothing until you get used to the terminology, like anything else. Okay, so you click on the feet and you get that. Click on the feet again, that's why it's called toggle. And now you're only seeing the search version, which here is the New American Standard Bible 1995. The reason I prefer it is because when it's got a quotation of another verse, it'll use all caps. That's the main reason I use it. Not because it's the best translation, because it isn't. Anyway, ta-da! Alright, so let's pretend now we're gonna, I'm using my mouse wheel in order to scroll. Here's the scroll bar here, but that moves, that's very tricky to move. So get a wheel mouse. And then set your wheel mouse to roll only one line at a time. It makes it a lot easier to use. Okay, let's search on all the occasions of sprout vegetation. Okay? And we're going to search for the phrase. Rats. Let's do this. Evening, morning. Okay, let's search on that instead. So we search for the phrase. There we go. See, now look. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like I said in the video on the Catholics, it was repeated 6 times. Ta-da! Okay, 1 means first as well as one day. Because it's 1, so it is the first. Okay, it's the one, anyway. Alright, let's say you were arguing with a Catholic about the 3 days and the 3 nights. And you searched on this evening and morning, right? So you right click, and all you want to do is copy the citations. So copy verse list, no text. See that highlighted there? Okay, see? And you click on it. Now you have actually made the copy. So now we call up, pretend that this was YouTube, but instead it's WordPad, Notepad. and I type Control V. See? All the citations are there. Now, I set up the citations to insert returns each time. And that comes from the little copy dialog thing, which is this little baby, which is not useful. But this is useful. Okay? See, see this sign here? Okay. This talks about whether or not you want returns inserted. Okay, verse list no text, which is what we're talking about. See this little box? Add new line after each reference. I had it checked. If you see how it's got the sample output here in that window? Okay, now watch. I take away the checkbox and it's all one line. That's what you'd want for YouTube. Okay? So what did you do? This was dumb. You don't want that. Okay, because that's only one verse. Okay? Copy window, options. Alright, in this case you want no text. You unclick that to get a straight line, or you click it if you want returns after each line. And then you get to say where you want it to go, and bingo. Okay, now you'll notice that I didn't do all that. What I just did is I went Bing, right click, no text, Bing. Now I'm pretend I'm in YouTube and I hit Control V. It's using whatever my last settings were, which was to have the returns in them, which I can of course edit out. See how fast that is? See, people think I'm smart, but I'm not smart. The software is smart. You know, 1 John 1:9, Holy Spirit is my brains at that point. And then he tells me where to look. And then I got smart software too. So that's the story. No, I don't want to save it. Okay, so now we want to get rid of that. So we put the cursor on this, clear tab 9. Otherwise it's going to save it. Alright, we toggle again. Now we're at Genesis 1:9. And we want to come back to our friendly little tools, options, flags. That's where we were. See, if I do this with repetition, then it's not so taxing on your brain to remember. You'll get used to it by the repetition. My pastor was real big on repetition, and we all groaned and hated him for it, and he was absolutely right. That's why just keep reading the Bible with software like this, where you can put your mouse on the Greek word and find out what it means. You know, synago, people getting together. To gather. This is where synagogue comes from. Alright? Because everybody's gathering to hear teaching. They're not gathering for the purpose of fellowship with each other. They're gathering for the purpose of fellowship with God, and you get fellowship with God by learning His Word. Someday Christians will figure that out. Man is so anthropocentric. Every time there's something in the Bible, he spins it into something you do with people. That's not the point at all. End commercial message, back to. We were on lexicon focus. No, we weren't. We did the colors thing. You want to be able to do colors if you want, so check those boxes. We did the bold thing. That's where, you know, see, this is in bold right here. Let me get rid of the second window. Okay. There we go. Hello. Oh, I had another window. I did it 3 times. Okay, see, this is bold. Alright, so that was the bold thing because that's checked. And then I could have made it superscript instead if I checked it, which I don't want to. I could have the verses themselves being superscript, which I don't want. I want this in superscript, and that's version ID. If I wanted the verse reference, see, it says Windows references, but it means verse references. So you do that. Display full book name. If that's checked, that's what it's doing. See, right now I had it set that way, so it's saying Genesis. But now, if I do this, it didn't do it. Oh, why not? Oh, we better find out. Browse window. Display full book name. Okay. That brings up an important point. Sometimes when you make a change in BibleWorks, it's like Windows. It has to reset before the change is reflected. So just because you hit OK here, this is one of the changes that won't change until you exit the program and restart. It takes a long time to restart, especially if I click it just after terminating it. See my little starfish? You know the Grand Canyon was once a great big wash basin, right? See, now it's reflecting the change. So go back to Options, Browse Window, which is this part up here. Okay, I'm still recording. Okay, so now we did the bold, the superscript, the full book name versus not full book name. Outline list box, you saw what that was. That's this thing here. See? So you can designate it either way, but here's your default, on or off. I like it on. We did the morphology version thing. That's where if you want the lemma, look up the lemma. Oh, it's actually searching on the word. That wasn't what I wanted. See, the mouse is hugely sensitive here. Okay, where is it now? So I have to do this, declare tab 10, so it doesn't have anything in it. Okay, you have to be really careful. You click with your left so it doesn't light up, and then you search on the lemma, which is not really root, but it works like that. And now it's not doing it. Crud. Why isn't it doing it? Let's try this. This isn't going to work either, I don't think. No, it's going to do it. There, see? This is when you want to make morphology versions, display versions, right down here. It's going to show all that gobbledygook if you check the box. I don't like the box checked. So now let's clear tab 11. Clear tab 11. So now I don't have anything. And so we've gone that far, sort of repetitively. Enable automatic secondary window. That happens. You want that so that it'll, every time you do a search, it's going to give you a new window. That way you can get rid of the window and go back to where you were, or just minimize the window, because you might want to compare several different versions all at once. We did the Geneva Bible. I should show you that. Okay, here's the KJV. Okay. By the way, your text doesn't have to be this big. I'm making it this big on purpose for the video. Okay. See down here, Geneva Bible Notes. This little option up here, show Geneva Bible Notes for the KJV. I hardly read it, but I check it. Okay. This next thing's going to be a little hard to explain. Keep lexicon focused when looking up lexicon verses. First, I got to show you what the lexicon is. Hello? Why isn't it doing one? Oh, because I'm not in it. There we go. See this thing that says analysis? The right word for that is lexicon. Because that's what happens when you put your mouse over a Hebrew or a Greek word. You get the lexicon entry for that word. Okay, it says analysis, it means lexicon. Because the title of this whole section is called Analysis Window. But it's really, if that tab is going to show you the lexicon. Now, here's the problem. When you're looking up the verses in the lexicon, like here, see, I put that there. Okay, now it's keeping the lexicon focus. It's also giving me a pop-up because I told it to do that. I mean, whenever you see these green numbers, that's what it's going to do. Alright, but yeah, I clicked on the verse and the text automatically went to that verse. Alright, now in this version of BibleWorks, they don't have a back button, so you can't just go back to where you were. In BibleWorks 5 they had back buttons, but they don't have them here. So, you know, search window history, there, sometimes you can get it to work by seeing these buttons here, but they're basically going in the search window history. It's not a true back button. It only relates to what you searched on before. Alright, so because we searched on it, we were able to get back there, but that doesn't always work. As you can see, I'm clicking forward. There, see? And the lexicon, which you can't see, see, if I do forward, well, the lexicon didn't, it changed. That's what it means when it says keep lexicon focused. The lexicon is to stay focused on the browse window. You want that. There's a way to freeze it. But this default is that, see, keep the focus. If you keep that checked, it'll, by default, it'll change. So like here, okay, it's changing to fit whatever I'm showing in the text. Okay, but let's say you didn't want that. Let's say you wanted to keep prophasis. Your voice is supposed to rise, not stress. They're sloppy today the way they say it's supposed to work. See this? Update only when shift key pressed. Okay, so now I can change this. But you'll notice the bottom right window is not changing. See, I moved my cursor around and it's still stuck on prophasis. Alright, I'll say it their way, but that's not the way it's supposed to be said. And then you unclick that, and then once you do, you're back to having your lexical focus. If you don't check this box, you're not going to have that flexibility. Okay, next we come to something called word tips. Okay, so we click word tips. Here's what happens. Oh, I have to click OK. See, that's a word tip, that thing in red. I don't like it because I've already got the same information plus more information on context down here. So I don't see the purpose of having this. But maybe, you know, see, it might be good if all you're looking at is the English. But it's not really that good because all you're getting is the Strong's entry. You're not getting the morphology. See, here you're getting the morphology. Well, actually, you're not even getting the morphology there. You're not getting the case ending. You're just getting like a dictionary entry. That's not telling you as much information as you get down here. So I don't like word tips. Alright, but maybe you do. So, if you do, you do the browse window thing, and all the way down here where it says show word tips, you click on it and then they'll show. Now the question is, do they show and then disappear, or do they stay open? You click that to keep them staying open. Okay, I don't like either one, so I unclick them both. Okay, this next thing is going to be a little hard to explain. This thing here, oh boy, it's not working too well. See this? I can't show both at the same time. Update resource window. Let me move it down. Okay, update resource window on verse change. If you don't click that, this is going to stay static down here. Well, I should show you. When you click on it, you get the lexical the whole lexical entry. But you get that in a different way with the analysis window. See, if I wanted the same thing, I'm just clicking the analysis window, and then I put my cursor on Uranon, and I get the whole lexical entry. See? I'm mostly getting the word tip because I haven't closed the options yet. But see, I'm getting everything I want right here. So I have no idea why people use the resources window. This is a new feature in BibleWorks 8. I don't see the utility of it. If you do, well, then here you go. Alright. And these are each different lexicons. Your lexicons will differ from mine. The lexicons that you will have will be in the lexicon tab. There are a number of them that are already in BibleWorks, and there's some you gotta buy. I bought as many as I could, except for there are a couple of lexicons that are politically correct, and I have no use for that. Okay, Freiburg is automatically included in BibleWorks. So is Lunita. Bauer-Danker costs you 75 bucks more. Liddell Scott Abridged, automatically in BibleWorks. Thayer, I love Thayer. Automatically in BibleWorks. You can also download it for free on the web. The Less a Nickel, you pay for it. It's really cheap. I think it was 30 or 40 bucks. The Ball Schneider costs 119 bucks. I'm not sure how good it is. I just got it. I haven't looked at it really. This is Gingrich. He's the guy that's with Bauer-Danker, Arndt and Gingrich. They're considered to make one of the best lexicons on the New Testament. He's got his own lexicon. I forget what I paid for it. It wasn't much. And then here's Liddell Scott Unabridged. You can get that at Perseus, at Tufts. You can do the lexical lookups for free, but it's very slow. It was peanuts. I think it was $25, $30, something like that. Okay, that's for Greek. Then Hebrew, Brown Driver Briggs, that's part of BibleWorks. Kohler Baumgartner, you have to buy. Holiday, you have to buy. Or maybe it is part of BibleWorks. And then this is Twot, which is my default. I love them. Okay. Let's go back to, I don't know, how did I get to the NIV? Uh-oh, I'm slowing down. Let's go to NAU. Uh-oh. Okay, my machine is slowing down, which means I'm reaching a limit for recording. So I'll have to come back in the next increment. Signing off.